Ferrari leads in the first session, Hamilton and Leclerc taking first and second. Could we be in for another miracle at Monza? Lando Norris hits back and takes first in the second part. Leclerc was second, Carlos Sainz third. Monaco renews its contract with Formula 1 until 2035. What will we be doing in 2035? Daniel Ricciardo surprises everyone and announces his retirement from all types of racing series or category, following a series of mysterious posts involving Ford. But I'll explain in a moment. Friday, the 5th of September, 2025. We're out on track, getting ready for one of the most special weekends of the year, the Italian Grand Prix at the Temple of Monza. So, before we kick off the weekend, sit down and let's talk about everything. Let's go! Shall we start with the news? Formula 1 announced today the renewal with the Monaco Grand Prix to host the race until 2035. The position, the spot, the presence of the Principality on the calendar has been heavily questioned, with harsh criticism, and we echo some of it. After a dreadful race now in 2024, even with that rule, forcing a change of tyre compounds and so on. With a red flag that we saw this year, everyone managed to do the whole race without changing tyres. Despite any criticism, the street circuit already had a contract to host Formula 1 until at least 2031. And now, the new contract has extended Formula 1 there for another 5 years. Over there, moving the date to June, swapping places with Montreal in Canada. The Monaco Grand Prix, along with Monza, Silverstone and Spa-Francorchamps, is one of the remaining races from the original Formula 1 calendar in 1950. The CEO of Formula 1, Stefano Domenicali, commented on the renewal and said, "The streets of Monaco have echoed with the sound of Formula 1 since the very beginnings of the sport. So, I am very pleased to announce the contract extension until 2035. It is a race loved by everyone, with a unique atmosphere, thanks to its location in the most glamorous principality in the world. Everyone says, Monaco has to be seen up close at least once in a lifetime. But everyone also says, Monaco, thank God, stays the same. A family celebration. Fortunately, it's only once a year. And, by the looks of it, it will continue to be part of the calendar for many years to come." Daniel Ricciardo. Who are we talking about here? In yesterday's video, he announced his retirement from motorsport. He's not driving anymore. But those mysterious posts he made were actually about the Ford ambassador role that he takes on from now on. Ricciardo's last appearance in any kind of race was at the 2024 Singapore Grand Prix, when he was then dropped from the Racing Bull car. At the time, it was Vicabi and replaced by Leon Lando. So, it took him almost a year to make a statement about his future, and he said his racing days are behind him. And the media, then, were keen to stir up curiosity about the announcement that was made, with him taking on this ambassadorial role. He said, "I wanted to write a quick note to coincide with some exciting news." Exciting! Although my racing days are behind me, my love for everything with wheels will always remain strong. And that's why I'm proud to partner with Ford to become the global ambassador for Ford Racing. For me, racing has always been about having fun. It makes me happy, and it's created memories that will last a lifetime. On the track, the first session saw Lewis Hamilton at the top, followed by Carlos Leclerc. A 1-2 for Ferrari, leaving everyone wondering, is that just a move to please the Tifosi, or is there more to come from this car? Hamilton, who, regardless of what he does tomorrow in qualifying, will take a 5-place grid penalty, a punishment carried over from the Dutch Grand Prix, set his time in the final 5 minutes. 1:21.17 on the soft tyres, the red-striped Pirellis. 0.169 seconds faster than Leclerc. The session took place under the sun, with blue skies, stable weather, and 2 new names in the top 20. Paul Aron, in the Alpine car, replacing Franco Colapinto, and McLaren's development driver, Alex Dunn, taking over Oscar Piastri's car. Both had already driven before Alex Dunn at the Red Bull Ring with McLaren, standing in for Norris on that occasion. And Paul Aron had already been out on track at Silverstone. And then, with a bit of cheek, much of the performance and lap time is found by running over the curbs. In the first sessions, inevitably, we would see some off-track excursions. Lando Norris, Carlos Leclerc, and Nico Hülkenberg, among others, went off and brought back a lot of gravel, leaving the track rather filthy. At the start, it was Norris who set the benchmark with a 1 minute and 21.513 seconds, putting his number 4 McLaren at the top. At the top, in fact, where he needs to finish ahead of Oscar Piastri, to start closing the huge points gap that opened up after his retirement at Zandvoort with Piastri's win. The gap went up to 34 points. But then, Norris was knocked off the top by Williams, who always go very well at Monza, 1 minute and 21.4 seconds for Alex Albon. Complaining quite a bit about the rubber and running on medium tyres, Verstappen temporarily put Red Bull on top with a 1 minute and 21.073 seconds. As the track rubbered in, the times kept dropping. Verstappen reached a 1 minute and 20.7 seconds, still on the medium tyres, while Paul Aron spun at the second chicane. The first to switch to soft tyres was 𝘾𝙤𝙤𝙞𝙤, doing his session then for McLaren, with Verstappen still complaining a lot. No grip, just sliding around. With 25 minutes left in the session, 𝘾𝙤𝙤𝙥 put a wheel in the gravel. He dirted the track once again and ended up causing a red flag. Because of this, Leclerc, who was in the middle of an overtake at the Oscar chicane on a slow-moving 𝘖𝙀, came under investigation, because you can't overtake under yellow flags. But he was kind of caught off guard in the heat of the moment. After that, he was given the all clear. He's been cleared. The stewards understood what happened. Leclerc, who won there in Monza last year, set a time of 1 minute and 22.86 seconds and went to the top of the timesheets. And after that, Lewis Hamilton knocked him off the top with a time of 1 minute and 20.117 seconds. Third was Carlos Sainz, fourth Max Verstappen, and fifth Antonelli, racing at home, sixth Lando Norris, seventh Alex Albon, and eighth George Russell. Look at that, both Williams in the top 6. Albon was 9th, 𝘾𝙤𝙥𝙮 was 10th, Gabriel Bortoleto was 11th. His teammate, Hülkenberg, was 12th, Leon Lando 13th, and Yuki Tsunoda 14th. Lance Stroll in 15th, Alex Dunn 16th, and Esteban Ocon 17th with 𝘾𝙤𝙥, who races with a Ferrari engine. There are also hopes for a good result this weekend. 18th Gasly, 19th Oliver Bearman, and 20th Paul Aron with Colapinto's Alpine. In the second session, Lando Norris took the lead with McLaren, leaving Leclerc's Ferrari in second, and once again, Carlos Sainz's Williams in third. Meanwhile, the home hero, Andrea Kimi Antonelli, had a fate similar to what happened a year ago as well. At Monza, he spun out during the free practice session right at the start and got stuck. All 20 cars quickly headed out onto the track, with Oscar Piastri being one of the first. He had stayed in the garage to give his spot to Alex Dunn. And then a curious message popped up on Piastri's McLaren radio, of all things. "I've lost one of my mirrors out on the track. I need your help to know who's coming up behind me." Even so, without a mirror, he set a time of 1 minute and 21.212 seconds, being the first. But Norris quickly did a 1 minute and 21.012 seconds, both initially on medium tyres, and took the lead. But then the drama began, with Gasly scattering gravel across the track at the Oscar chicane, and then Antonelli got his Mercedes stuck at the second Lesmo corner. Red flag, the clock keeps running. People don't like it because it wastes track time. Then, with 45 minutes remaining, the session was restarted. Green flag. They kept swapping places at the front, with Leclerc on a 20.9, Verstappen with a 20.7, and Sainz with a 20.5. Piastri and Bortoleto told their teams to check the floor when they got back to the garage because both of them hit the curb on the outside at Bearman's second corner. And sometimes, if you hit it too hard there, you can break one of those tiny, invisible winglets. With half the session gone, Norris put on soft tyres and set a 1 minute and 19.878 seconds. A good lap time that he probably didn't want to show, because this was his second attempt. On the first one, he had to abort. In other words, he was carrying more weight than necessary. In the car, usually to hide the real pace. Leclerc and Verstappen complained a lot about the car. Leclerc saying there's no grip at all. Verstappen saying the car is very twitchy on the bumps. On the last lap, running on softs. Before moving on to the race simulations, Leclerc got within 0.083 of Norris, securing second place, and then went straight on at Oscar, allowing Carlos Sainz to move up to third. Fourth was Oscar Piastri, fifth was Lewis Hamilton, sixth Max Verstappen, seventh Alex Albon, eighth Nico Hülkenberg, ninth Yuki Tsunoda, with George Russell for Mercedes rounding out the top 10. The top 10 cars were separated by just 0.398 seconds. In 11th place, 𝘾𝙤𝙥𝙮. 12th was Bortoleto, who will have to report to the stewards and explain an overtake under yellow flags, which, as happened with Hamilton, could earn him a grid penalty. Oh, that part's not here. Not yet. He was cleared. The stewards understood there was nothing else he could have done, so there will be no penalty for Bortoleto. Alright? However, at the specific moment when I was in the process of recording this particular video, the official decision had not yet been publicly released or announced. This crucial decision, which was still pending. We're all good. And Franco Colapinto, one of those who did 30 laps, finished 20th. Tomorrow, 7:30 in the morning is FP3, and at 11 AM, qualifying. Once it's over, I'll pop in here and drop a quick short, telling you the result, while the longer video is being prepared. That one will be more detailed, discussing everything that comes out, and should be up by mid-afternoon. And then, Sunday, 10 AM, it's lights out for the Italian Grand Prix, live from Monza. And we'll be here, 15 minutes earlier, at 9:45 AM. For the parallel broadcast as a second screen, our project, another channel, with the distinguished Jefferson Kerner on commentary, myself providing analysis, and, live from the front line, Giuliani and Serrazoli contributing their invaluable insights. See you all here. Tuesday, you already know, we had a very interesting video here about 10 stories that Formula 1 would love for you not to know, and if you do know, that you'd forget some of these situations. Some pretty heavy stuff in its history. Wednesday, a small but great story about Ayrton Senna testing Group B cars from Gasly, in an episode that, at least here in Brazil, is rarely talked about in his history and produced some excellent footage. A lot of people in the comments said exactly that. I didn't know about this one. Well then, come and find out. These are Friday Friday's news, everything that happened on and off the track, our roundup right here. As usual, leave a like, it's free, costs you nothing. You know it really helps the channel. Want to pass it on to me, want to pass it on to us, and contribute with what fuels any channel. Likes, comments, clicking the hype button. That's what tells the algorithm it can keep distributing our content all over the internet, showing it to new people just like it once showed it to you for the first time. Our engagement here is extremely high, higher than channels with 10 or 15 times our number of subscribers. Because you lot, and it's no coincidence, are the biggest and best Formula 1 and motorsport audience in Brazil. A bit of flattery never hurt anyone. Hit the like button. It's hardly any effort to make sure you don't miss out on anything we do here. You know the drill. Instagram, Telegram, and WhatsApp communities notify you on your phone as soon as I publish each piece of content. The link is down below in the description. And finally, you can check out our social media, where there's content all the time. The handles are showing here, and the link is down below in the description. Instagram, Twitter, Threads, and TikTok. They're being updated all the time. Alright, so that's it. It's Friday. We keep meeting here, Saturday, and in the 2 live streams on Sunday. Another channel at 9:45 AM. 6 PM, our post-race. Are we going to talk about a Ferrari victory? It would be cinematic. So, that's it. It cost. That hug. It's Friday. Judgment.